Hey, what's going on, my friends? This is Dave Sharpe, as you may know, and I am thrilled and excited to be with you here today for Wake Up Legendary. So hopefully you've woken up legendary. If you haven't, we're gonna inspire you hopefully to re-wake up legendary by the end of this show today. I'm gonna bring in a new friend, a coaching client, a future legendary marketer. He's well on his way right now. And we're going to talk about, as you can see in the description here up above, three strategies, three things that are important, no matter what you're doing in life, to be successful. Okay, you're going to see how actually simple marketing online can be, yet how we overcomplicate it inside of this discussion. Okay. And I love that we're going to be talking about this. Everybody, I hope you lean in. I hope you put the dog outside, just hopefully that doesn't become a distraction because he's barking at the neighbors. Tell the kids to sit down in front of the iPad. No, we don't want to do that all day long. But here for this show, put them in front of the iPad. Tell the husband or wife to leave you the heck alone, or pretend like you're working. If you're sitting at your desk and you're listening in on your headphones, just pretend like you're working really diligently, but listen very closely because this is going to be an important episode. With that said, I want to welcome to the show a huge digital standing ovation, Erik Nilsen. What's up, my brother?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm excellent, man. I'm excellent. Good
Thank
to
you.
see you.
Thank you for the wonderful welcome. Appreciate that.
Hey man, it's well deserved, my brother. I get coaching clients. You are somebody who, it's. I'm not going to make it a secret. You've said, hey, I want to come in. I want to put all my eggs in my basket. I want to invest completely and totally in myself. So you became a private client. You also are a blueprint customer. And you've been here involved with Legendary for a few months, and you have taken ridiculous action. You've taken ridiculous responsibility for your success, which is much appreciated when I talk to you and I interact with you, because that's not always the case, and we're not sitting here trying to shame other people. It's just I'm glad to talk to you today because I want you to share some of not only these three things that you're going to share, but I think hearing your mindset and how you think about your business and how you approach things is going to be really helpful. So why don't, before we get into that, give people a nutshell version of who Erik is and how you got to this point.
Sure. Yeah. Just real quick. Right out of high school, I joined the military. I did 12 years in the military. Then after that, just sales job to sales job. Didn't really find anything I loved. Then I finally found a really good sales job with a national grocery chain. But kind of just became a little fed up with it. Just wasn't getting anywhere. Wasn't being appreciated. So, I have three teenage daughters. They're 18, 19, and 14, and they're on TikTok all the time. Hey, Dad, get on TikTok. So I was on TikTok, and I ended up on the affiliate marketing side of TikTok somehow. So kept seeing all this stuff and thought to myself, this has got to be the route. This is the day. I'm going to take action. I'm tired of, the man. I'm tired of working my 9 to 5. This can be great. So I went online and signed up for Legendary and, bought the coaching plan. And the biggest thing to me was I really wanted to invest in myself. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't just paying $7, that I would pay $7 and then go lay on the couch and forget about it. I wanted to invest that money into myself, into my future for my kids, so I could spend more time with them and have a better life. But I didn't want to just sit on my laurels. So that's why I spent the money on coaching and everything else, and took action. And, in all honesty, for an entire month after I bought it, I just watched and watched and watched all the training, never really did anything. And then finally, one day, December 11th, I'll remember it forever. I sat down, I watched A Decade in a Day, watched the affiliate training, built my sales funnel, got everything, my first campaign up and running, if you will. December 13th, made a bunch of TikToks, opened my TikTok channel, and launched it. And then the very next day, we actually had a group coaching call, and Matt was on there, and he reviewed my TikToks and said, hey, here's what you should do, adjust this, this, and this. And that's kind of like, what I'll talk about later is, you have to kind of, what's working. If you don't know what's working, go find what's working. And he, gave me some tips and pointers, and I changed my TikTok, and 4 days later saw that first commission roll in. So, it was kind of cool to see that it worked, right? I put all that money in and I built all this stuff up and it worked, whether it was $2 or $100 or whatever, it worked. It was fantastic. So, that's just my story. I've been in sales again for 10 plus years, never seen anything like this. I was brand new to affiliate marketing. I joined the program. I learned everything I could, spent an entire month sitting on my couch going, yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. But once I finally did it, I've seen the results. And then since then, it's just been doing that same thing over and over again. And when something's not working, take a look at it and adjust it and whatever. So,
yeah. Well, there's a couple of things that I think are cool that I just want to highlight from what you just said. First and foremost, and I think I've said this before, but I'll say it again and again and again. Thank you for your service.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And I can relate to the apple of my eye, right, or my eyes with the children. I can't imagine having 3 girls. 3 little angels.
yeah. The dog's a girl, the cat's a girl. It's just not fair. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think I want to get to these 3 things, but I think there's really a piece to point out there of feeling deserving to invest in yourself. And I just think that that's something that we don't talk about enough. And I actually think it's just a powerful question that everybody can ask themselves is, do I feel worthy to spend my money on me? Not on something external that's going to give me temporary pleasure. And I'm even talking about like jewelry or cars or, what, but I'm talking about invest into me as a human being, becoming just better at something, becoming healthier, becoming mentally healthier, growing my self-esteem, growing my career. Do I actually feel worthy of that? And I just wanted to just punt that over to you real quick, that thought, that question, because after having a career, after obviously you've been a good dad and, but why do you feel that you are worthy? And was there a time that maybe you felt like you weren't? And what would you say to others around that concept?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, there's, I don't know, I guess, yeah, there's times where, in that 7 years I worked for that company, I was like, gosh, am I not good enough? Why is everybody getting promoted except for me? My numbers are good, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. But, eventually there comes a time where you just say to yourself, like, look, I'm better than this, right? I'm better than just taking orders all day and, whatever. I want to live a life that I want to live. I don't want to live somebody else's life. And when I'm working that hard, I want to see results. I want to see whatever it might be, my bank account grow, or I want to see more time with my kids or whatever, but I wasn't getting those results. So, after so long, it wears on you, and a switch flips in your head. I mean, that's exactly it. I mean, I was literally scrolling TikTok and just thought to myself, this is it. This is what I'm going to do. I'm tired of not being appreciated. I want to do something different, and this is going to be it. So I went all in.
Yeah. I also think that it's powerful. That particular coaching session was the one where we have a private client coaching session, and it's sort of like a board meeting, and I was out on maternity leave or paternity leave, I guess, and Matt was filling my role. And to give you that direct feedback, I mean, that's a powerful thing. I think sometimes in this internet marketing industry, we've sort of gotten lost in doing nothing but continuous, never-ending watching videos and thinking that that's building a business. And the most powerful way, which is why I love the core 4 business models, which is course coaching, events,
Mhm.
or affiliate marketing, right? Is because when you combine those things, you know, live coaching, live events, with courses, with videos, to be able to
Mhm.
get direct feedback, it's a powerful combination, and it really can create change. It
Yeah.
really can. It's just a powerful combination. So I think you're proof of that, and so is anybody else whose experience benefits from that sort of formula. I want to talk about your three things, though.
Mhm.
Okay, this is your show today, and
Mhm.
I want to hear from you, and I want to learn from you. So, what are these three things? Take us through them. Start with number one, and give us maybe the backstory about why
Mhm.
you felt these three things were important to talk about.
Sure. So the first thing, and the biggest for me, is consistency. It's well, just real quick: consistency, awareness, and patience. So for me, consistency is number one. You have to be consistent, and that's anything you do. Like last January, I stepped on the scale, I saw 256 pounds, and I thought to myself, "There's no way I'm hitting 260." So what did I do? I started being consistent, going to the gym every day. And you and I talked about that. I got a personal trainer because now there's somebody waiting for me at the gym. Accountability part of that piece. But I have wanted, I had to be consistent in order to see results, right? But then that also falls into the other two things where if you're consistent but you're not patient or you're not aware of what's going on, you're going to fail, because you can be consistent all day, but just like they say, definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. If you're consistent, that's great. But if you're not doing those other two things, then nothing will ever change if you're not seeing the results you want. So if I was doing 30 minutes on a treadmill every day for an entire year, was I going to lose weight? Maybe, but I'm not going to see the results that I want. I wanted to get down to 200 pounds. So after a few weeks, I looked at it and I said, okay, I'm not seeing the results I want. I'm aware that I'm not seeing the results I want. What can I do? I have to change it a little bit at a time, right? So consistency, consistency, consistency. Just like with TikTok, right? I'm consistently posting 3 or 4 times a day. When I started doing that, and I started doing the same thing in all of my TikTok videos, my face angle is the same, my background is the same, everything's the same. I wasn't changing anything. Then I would look at those videos for after a few days and say to myself, okay, I'm not getting the leads that I want. I'm not getting the response that I want. What can I change that that will help me, right? I need to be aware of what I was doing so I can change it. And then, and I think you and I talked about this in our session. I didn't say, well, this isn't working, I'm tossing it all in the trash. I said, this isn't working. What little thing can I change, right? So I changed that. Yeah, tweak it, because you can't, like if let's say you're putting a puzzle together, right? And you find this one piece and it's not fitting anywhere. You're not going to throw the whole puzzle back in the box and start over. You're just going to look for another piece. What will work in the next, what other piece will work? So, and that's the key is first of all, you have to be consistent. You have to make sure that you're doing that same thing over and over and over again. And then you have to be aware of what you're doing to kind of tweak it a little bit and say, hey, don't scrap it all. What can I change, right? Okay, so my hook isn't good enough. Let me change my hook for the next week and see what happens. So I did that. Then the leads start coming in. Great, that's working. But it's still not, and you just keep compounding it. But it's all consistency. Everything in life is consistency. If you're not being consistent and you're just willy-nilly all over the place, you're never going to see a result that you want.
I want to go back just for a second to the actual weight loss story that you've created for yourself, and congratulations on that, by the way. So you went from 260 down to 200
last year.
Wow.
Yeah.
So last year was a big year for you.
Yeah, it was. A lot of great things happened for me last year. I'm very blessed and very thankful.
Isn't that something? Isn't that something that you turned a struggle to a strength? I mean, certainly there's a lot of people who had, and we all had our own sort of suffering last year for various reasons. But whether we just couldn't go out to dinner or whether we became homeless, right? So there's levels to the suffering, but you took last year and turned that mess into a message that you now can share. So the consistency that you did, and I'm going somewhere with this, what specifically were you consistent with your weight loss journey, and what sort of what sort of distractions or what sort of things did you want to not be consistent with, but you held the line?
So the first thing about that is, getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to the gym. That sucks. I don't care who you are. It sucks to get up in the
And
morning
that
and go
was
to the
new
gym.
for you. That was
Yeah.
new. That was something that was new for you,
Yeah.
at least at this time in your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, because at my employer, there was like a gym at work, but with COVID and everything, they shut it all down. And so now I needed a new plan. Okay, I'm going to wake up at 5 o'clock every morning. I'm going to go to the gym. And that's my first step, right? That's my first thing that I'm going to do. But there were days, 5 o'clock, alarm goes off. Nope. No, absolutely not. But then again, just like with the consistency thing, look, if you're going to get this done, you have to do it, right? You have to make yourself get out of bed. You have to. You can't make excuses, just like anything, right? Oh, I'll get to it tomorrow, or I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll just eat this bag of chips while I'm sitting here binge watching Netflix. It'll be fine. I'll work it off tomorrow, but you can't, right? So those are the things that I had to be very consistent about, was getting up in the morning, doing my routine, the same thing every day, eating at this time, whatever. But that was the biggest struggle for me. Yeah.
Eating habits, I'm sure,
gosh,
was a big deal, right?
The worst.
Eating is 80% of the game.
Yeah, it is. Because, I tried in the beginning, I tried all the fad diets, I tried the keto, I tried everything else. When it comes down to it, calorie deficit, exercise, diet, it's what it is.
You can eat whatever you want as long as you eat less calories than you burn. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, I can eat that bag of chips at the end of the night as long as that calorie amount in that bag of chips was less than, what. Yeah.
Now, did you get why the hell is Dave, drilling? He was moving on talking about his marketing, and Dave's bringing it back to the health
thing.
It.
I don't mind.
I think that it's a beautiful analogy, right? So did you get so militant that you were tracking your calories on like an app like MyFitnessPal or something?
That's exactly the app I was using, actually. But yeah.
Oh, I've done that before. And do you know what, Eric? That was the only time that I really lost weight fast. Was because I was tracking and testing, and the consistency leading to your second secret, the awareness, because that gave me the awareness to actually know the data, to know what I was actually eating, basically what I was doing. So how I believe that ties into our business is having awareness, knowing what am I actually doing today, or am I just sitting down at the computer aimlessly just waiting for something to fall in my lap and being not on purpose with my time, being asleep even though I'm awake. So you mentioned the awareness about split testing and tweaking, and not just like scrapping something, but how else has awareness played a part in your business growth so far?
Yeah. So, I mean, not just aware of what TikToks aren't working, or, but I mean, that was huge what you said about the calorie thing, is because until you're aware of the calories that you're actually eating, you don't realize how many calories you're actually eating, because you can kind of track it in your head all day, but when you actually put it on paper, it's absolutely berserk. But, the awareness piece comes down to everything. I mean, are my emails that I'm sending out going out? Are they providing the right message? You and I talked on our last session about things that I wanted to tweak with my business. That's because I was aware of it. I was aware of the things that aren't working. I was aware of everything going on around me. I was aware of what other people are doing. So we see all these great stories about people having successes and, $30,000 a month, whatever, but if you're aware of your business, whatever niche you pick, if you pick health, if you pick wealth, relationships, you have to be aware of everything that's going on in that, reading books, looking online, searching articles, looking at, the low hanging fruit, which is TikTok right now. What's everybody doing? So that's kind of what my awareness means to me, is what is my business doing? What am I focusing on right now? So right now I'm focusing on TikTok. So I need to be aware of what my TikToks are doing. I need to look into my analytics. And, one of the biggest things, and a great point that you brought up, was you can't just sit there and wait for something to come in. You have to be aware. You have to be, regurgitating that information to yourself every day. So it's really huge to know, if you're not aware of what's going on in your business, you can never be successful, because you can't just sit on your laurels and wait for it to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So let's talk about the third one, which was patience.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, first of all, what the hell do you even mean by patience? Give us some context around how that applies specifically to business, because patience in life, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, we've been hearing that our whole lives, and it's
Yep.
like, give me a break.
Yep.
So what do you mean by that? Why do you think that, of all the things you think that are contributing to your success and any success that you've had, why do you think that's one of the top three?
Well, because in the past, and I'm sure a lot of people on here have been there before, is we try something, we sign up for it, we don't see a result in 4 days, and we think it's garbage, it's a scam, and we move on to the next thing, or just go back to whatever it was we were doing the day before. So that's the first thing, right? We always want, again, the shiny object syndrome. Oh, this might work, without allowing what we just invested in or what we just started to play out and see results, right? Just like with my weight loss, if I would have looked after 2 weeks and said, "Oh my gosh, I only lost 2 pounds. I'm done. That's it. It's not working." That I wouldn't have gotten to where I am today with that piece. So in regards to my business, when I'm making TikToks and I do make that tweak and fix something in the system, then I have to wait. Whatever that time frame is, if I say wait 5 days, I have to wait that 5 days. I can't give up after two, right? So you have to be patient. You have to take your time, watch some training, redo it again, don't give up. And that's the biggest message I give to people when I talk to them on the phone, and even in my whole sales career, don't give up. Patience. You gotta wait. You can't get rich overnight. It takes time. I launched this on December 13th. Today's the 29th of January, and I'm not rich. Oh no, but I know what I'm capable of. And I know, with all this training that I have and all these videos and all this network of Facebook groups and everything else, that I can do it. I just need to be patient. I just need to wait. The results will come. And if they're not, then I go back to my consistency, go back to my awareness, and then again, just be patient.
Yeah. Yeah. So hold on a second. You said something that kind of caught my attention there. On the phone, you mean you'll actually even take time to get on the phone with a lead and have a conversation? Is that what you meant?
Yeah, absolutely. I did it yesterday with a guy in Pennsylvania. I sat and talked to him for it was 2 hours. I mean, I'm not a phone person. I don't love being on the phone, but I'm here to make money, but I'm also here to help people, right? But that goes back to that everything everybody's always said is about providing value, right? So I've created this relationship. I've provided value with this guy. And tomorrow when he has a BPA call, maybe he buys something, maybe he doesn't, but I know that I provided value to that guy. Like, so for instance, just offshoot real quick, whenever me and the girls are driving around and we see like a homeless guy, we always give the guy a couple bucks, right? So I'm providing value to that, and it's what I did in my heart that matters. I don't care what he's going to go buy with that money, but I'm providing value, right? So I see that, my kids see that I'm providing value, and what does that do? What does that instill in them? So I provide that value. I talk on the phone, I call leads, I do Zoom. I did a Zoom call with a lady from South Africa, just to kind of help her out, and we'll have another one here again. So it's fun. It's fun interacting with people, and it's only going to help build that business and that trust. And again, providing value.
And you know what? I mean, repurposing that, that's just something that I just offer to you and anybody else. This wake up show, if you guys go over and look at our blog at legendarymarketer.com, just click on the blog, you'll actually see recaps of many of the sessions that we do here. Plus they get posted on YouTube. Plus we're about to post them a full wake up show podcast that each episode will be uploaded same day. So how many different places is all that information being repurposed, right?
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I bring that up is because it's nowadays, it's not particularly about being everywhere. It's about making the most out of everything that you do.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of like, yeah, there's other analogies. I don't want to confuse my point here, but if you guys do a Zoom call, there's 2 points that I want to make. The first point is getting on the phone or doing a Zoom or shooting somebody a quick message. One of the easiest things you can do is just, if you're talking to somebody on Facebook or TikTok or whatever, is just shoot them a quick message. I don't know if TikTok has a message feature in their DM, but does it?
Yep.
It does. So shooting somebody a quick message through the DMs, right? If they reach out to you, just letting them know that that you're real, that you care, that you're there to help. Most of the time, people are not even or don't really even want to talk or like, if you think about it, Eric, all the people that have watched your videos, all the people leads, it's not every single one of them's not wanted to talk,
right?
But the people that do want to talk, it can really, move that relationship forward and set them up to buy, whereas maybe they weren't going to, because you're the only person on TikTok that they actually talk to,
right?
So whether you're having a Zoom call, whether you're just shooting a quick little video saying, hey, I just wanted to take the time to personally just shoot you a video and say thanks for reaching out. You know what I mean? Something like that, or respond via video. That can even be easier than typing, right? But here's the second point that I wanted to make was, if you did get on a Zoom with somebody, to ask them at the end of the call, would you mind if I used any of this content to repurpose on some of my social media channels? And then you can take that Zoom recording and cut out little sections of it and use that as a way to show that you're actually interacting with people, that you're actually helping people, and that positions you as an expert, because you're the person in the role of coaching and or directing and or guiding and or answering questions. So Eric, it's all about being creative. I mean, you're clearly already doing this. I'm just building and piggybacking on what you're talking about, because you're doing things that, first and foremost, most people just, when they start doing affiliate marketing, they just want to place an ad or buy a solo ad or whatever and sit back and just say, why am I not making money?
Yeah.
And it's like, because the guy who lives next door is willing to have a Zoom call with your prospect.
Right. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. And the one thing I did want to say, you brought up a good point, was in those DMs and stuff, and you told me this, when I first started doing TikTok, somebody would say, I would say in one of my videos, leave a comment, I'm in, or let's go, whatever. And my response to them would be this copy and pasted message of, hey, just click the link in my bio, blah, blah, blah. And when you and I talked, you said, just you need to get them to get a response. Don't tell them something, ask them something, right? So now when I send that DM, it's, hey, thanks for reaching out. What questions do you have? And I let them start that conversation, and it has created way more quality leads than I had before. And I was just spamming out this copy and pasted message of, click the link in my bio, it's going to be great, it's only $7, blah, blah, blah. So
right.
That was a phenomenal message.
Yeah. And I think that is a big, just learning how to communicate with people, Eric. I mean, you've been in sales, and you've been in, leadership roles and so forth. But even when I thought I knew about communication, I realized that, like, I really didn't, because I realized I was still talking at people. Everything that I did was talking at people. And I just didn't realize that I was doing it. And so people might have been enamored with what I had to say or something like that, or they might have been interested, or they might have been open to listening, but I wasn't creating engagement and I wasn't creating conversation. Yep. And when you're talking at somebody, they don't actually have to do anything. They just have to sit there and listen. And we don't want that in affiliate marketing. We don't want that when we're selling. We want them to engage, right? The only way and this is so big. I just hope everybody, I'm so grateful you brought that up, because I hope everybody hears this. The only way to get people to engage is to ask them a question.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just talk at them.
No, it was game changing. I mean, the people that I've got, the response that I've gotten from going to, again, like you said, talking at them to asking them a question is, not just to get them engaged in the conversation, but now it seems like I actually, well, I mean, I do care, but you know what I mean?
Sure.
But I care. I'm asking a question. Hey, what questions do you have? What can I do for you today? Without trying to sell them anything, without doing anything else, what can I do for you? You tell me.
Yeah. Well, and whether you care or not, I mean, there's no doubt that I don't think that anybody that I know in the legendary community is a psychopath. I mean, I think we all have feelings and emotions, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, it's do I want to be effective, or do I just want to be blowing hot air? Do I want to be wasting my listeners' time, and do I want to be wasting my time? And the way to be effective in the simplest way to create engagement. If I want to be effective, I need to engage people, and the simplest way to engage people is to ask them questions. And I think that I like to demystify things, because there's so many people that like to overcomplicate things on the internet in this industry. They like to sound smart. And I just think that this shit is we can make it way simpler. And the way to engage people is very simply to ask them questions. And I do it every single day on this show, right? So let's give us a recap of these three things for anybody who's just tuning in, and then leave us with your vision, Erik. I want you to take us inside. Since 2020 was a great year for you, I can imagine that you are just as optimistic for 2021. Give us a recap of these three things, and then tell us what you see for yourself and your business this year.
Sure. So just a quick recap, consistency. You have to be consistent in what you do, no matter what it is, whether it's your online business or a personal goal that you have. If you're not consistent, then I don't think you'll ever see results. Awareness, you have to be aware of your results. You have to be aware of what you're doing in life. Again, business, personal goals, whatever it is, because if you're not aware and you're not constantly looking at that information or what's going on, then you won't be able to see what you might need to change or tweak, right? And then patience. Let it play out. Don't get frustrated. Don't give up. Don't throw it all in the trash. Don't start over. Just be patient, be aware, be consistent, and those results will start flowing in before you know it, right? And as far as my vision for this year, gosh, I want to do so much, but I didn't want to throw, like they said, I didn't want to just throw it all on the fire at once. I wanted to do, okay, I'm going to do TikTok, I'm going to do affiliate marketing, and I'm going to do no paid traffic, right? I'm going to try that out, and it's worked very well for me for the last month. Okay, now what can I do to take something to the next level, right? And I think this is something you and I talked about too, is what I have to set goals for myself, but that goal isn't the end, right? I set a goal for myself back on December 13th, and I achieved that goal, but I'm not done. What's my next goal? What's the next thing that I can do? Because I can't just sit here with my arms crossed, like you said, and wait for all this stuff to flow into my email. I have bigger and better goals. My next goal, again, is to find that next thing that I can do. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be get into the Facebook side of it, because I haven't really done any of that. But I want to grow. My goal by the end of this year is to be completely financially free online and not have these computers here next to me to work a 9-to-5 job. So,
we haven't even really talked about that. The fact that you are still working your job.
Yeah, I think you can see it. Oh, I can't. I don't have the camera's mirrored. I can't get it over to my thing. But yeah, there's 3 screens over here too.
So you're still working your job, man. I mean,
Yeah.
like, and that is something that is so to me is such a cool thing. Like, for those of you who think like it's just such a cool thing to be working a job and working a business of your own and have goals to eventually transition. I know a lot of people who like their job and don't want to leave or transition. Um, I think that's one of the coolest things that happens in this industry. And it's another one of those things that I think we don't talk about enough, is the fact that it's okay to take your time in that transition. It's actually smart. It's the
Yeah.
intelligent thing to do, to not just throw it all away and basically just, annihilate your mainstream of income that's keeping a roof over your head
Right.
and whatever, right? But to actually hone those skills and make sure that you're damn ready when you do actually, if you do make a transition, if that's something that you want to do. And yeah, you're clearly doing that. You're clearly, mature in your thinking. You're clearly being strategic about how you're going about this. You're clearly eating your own cooking, because you mentioned patience and so forth. And I mean, like, I asked you, what do you see for yourself? And it's not like, oh, I want to quit my job first Q1. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
hey, if I get there this year, cool. But like that, these computers over here for my day job have nothing to do with what I'm doing. They're not going to stop me. They're not going to get in my way. Right. I'm going to still continue to do this. And I just think that that's really inspirational. And I think it's kind of like getting good financial advice from somebody who should be giving it, instead of somebody who shouldn't be giving it. Because there's a lot of people who are like, quit your job in 30 days and let's travel the world, work from the beach, man. And it's like, they're still living with their parents and they don't have to take care of themselves. And it's like, okay, that's not going to work for me. I have 2 children at home, right? It's like, I need to make sure that they actually have food on the table. So, what comes, I mean, anything comes up for you when I say that, just around the whole job thing and taking your time quitting and stuff?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, in the beginning, I told myself, and you see this a lot, is, I'm going to give myself an hour a day. I'm not going to let these screens get in my way of achieving my goals and whatever my dream is. But yeah, I need to do an hour a day. Okay, now I'm finding 2 hours a day. Cool. But now I'm finding 3 hours a day, whatever it is. But, I was just making that time. Again, I invested in myself. I was doing it. I set that mindset, gosh, it's just something I wanted to do. I said I'm going to do it, and I set my mind to it. And you're absolutely right. It's actually easier when you have a full-time job. I know a lot of people say it's harder, but you can now take your time. You're not rushed to make that money. You're not in a hurry. You're not just looking for every way, shiny object syndrome online, spamming your links everywhere. I get to take my time, perfect my craft, and actually achieve that goal that I want at the end. So
yeah, well, it takes you out of that desperate mindset, man.
Right.
Like it's I haven't watched it yet, but I heard that Grant Cardone did a Undercover Billionaire, and he was, gonna make $1 million in 90 days. And it's like, first of all, how real is that when you're being followed around with a crew of cameras? But it's like he also, you have to think about, he also has 20, 30 years of sales experience. If you are coming into entrepreneurship and it's your first season, and you're putting these expectations of making so much and being so successful that 30, 60, 90 days, you're quitting your job, you're financially free. You know what? You're insane.
Right.
That's what you are. You're insane. Because it's unrealistic. Oh, Dave, stop pissing on my parade, stepping on my dreams. No, shut up, because you're listening to too many Lamborghini bro marketers out on Instagram who is all they do is take selfies and filter their face out and lie, right? And they got a lot of likes, but you can't take likes to the bank, right? Now come in and welcome to real entrepreneurship, to where it is a grind of, say them again, brother. What's your 3 things?
Consistency, awareness, patience. Gotta have it. You gotta have it. And it's you said something that sparked something that we talked about, was the expectations versus goals, right? You have to have a goal, whatever that goal is. If it is to make $1 million in 90 days, but your expectation has to meet that goal as well, right? You have to Is it possible to do it? Probably it's possible, but you can't expect that that's going to happen, because you'll just set yourself up for failure. And then again, you just scrap it all, throw it away, start the next thing, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. So,
Yeah. So what would you tell somebody who's thinking about getting involved with Legendary? Like, I mean, just, you could totally poo on my parade here and say it kind of sucks. I'm thinking you like it around here. So what has been your experience, and has it met your expectations?
Yeah, no, it's 100,000% met my expectations, and that's why it's currently the only thing that I'm promoting. I'm on TikTok promoting Legendary because I lived it. I can be passionate about it. I saw it work. I watched it. I took the training. I've talked to you. I've talked to Matt. I've talked to so many people in the organization. My business plan advisor. I mean, it's such a good program, and I believe in it so much. There's no way I can poop on your parade. It's not possible, because I lived it, right? It worked for me. Why wouldn't I want to be so passionate about something and promote something that worked so well? I came into it knowing nothing, and I'll never know everything, but I know way more than I did when I first started this. And there are so many things I haven't watched in the system that I can't wait to watch to learn more. So there's not one thing that I've watched inside Legendary Marketer that has not provided me value. Not one thing. And that's why, I get, when I was on my TikTok lives, I get a lot of comments saying, man, you're really passionate about this, and you're a real person, and it's so cool. But, well, I'm passionate because I lived it. I'm not trying to sell a bottle of snake oil. I'm not trying to sell a used car that I rolled the odometer back on. I'm trying to sell something that actually worked for me, right? I'm trying to sell something that actually works, proven results. Here are my results. It worked, dang it. So, yeah.
You killed me with the rollback.
Yeah. You can't, I don't think you can do that anymore, but you used to be able to.
All right, man. Hey, so I'm sure your kids think you're something else, man. I can only imagine are they teenage daughters?
Oh yeah, 19, 18, and 14, and they're actually they're never in this house all at once, but the day I have to go live on the internet, here they are. They're all here. I was like, everybody off the Wi-Fi, nobody makes a sound between 9 and 10 this morning. Y'all got to be quiet. My sister's in town from South Carolina. Like, my house is full, right?
Bro, enjoy the journey, man.
I appreciate it.
Like, for real, God bless you, for real, dude. You're a cool cat, and your daughters are blessed, and we're also blessed to have you today and as a part of the community. And thanks for your time today.
Of course.
And also, I hope that you'll be willing to come back and continue to keep us updated.
Absolutely. Thank you for, building such a great community and such a great product and everything else. And it's helping me achieve my dreams. I'm sure there's many people on here that are just as successful. So thank you.
Well, hey, man, it is what it is because of dudes like you, man. Willing, if it was just me and I was kind of out here harping and nobody kind of, bought in and caught on to the vision, I'd be the weirdo standing on the corner that everybody was like, look at that weirdo. But you guys are a bunch of weirdos right along with me. So it's all good, man. All right. Go enjoy some family time, get all of the work done that I know you have to get done, and we'll talk to you later, bro.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
See you, man. All right, my friends. There it is. Erik Nilsen. Really, really cool dude. Another guy that I'm going to pull up his TikTok right here. Maybe we can flash him on the screen if we have that banner. There it is. It's just his name. Go give him a follow on TikTok, connect with him here on Facebook, and just add him to your network, man. I mean, that's just a dude that if you're not attracted to his mindset and his approach to life and business, I don't know how that would be possible, because he's fired up. He's got the right approach, and he laid down some really timeless principles today. This is worth a rewatch if you are looking for something to brush up on this weekend. So with that being said, we will see you back here on Monday for Wake Up Legendary, another episode. We're going to get all of these uploaded. Now, they are on YouTube, but we're going to get all of these episodes uploaded on a podcast. Also, we're going to get you that information ASAP, and all of these episodes are going to be available on the podcast same day that you can go and listen to them. I got a jet because I've got a busy day as well. I hope that you do too. Make the most of it. Be great. Be legendary. And we'll see you on Monday.